Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, and today I'm going to talk about Bernie Sanders doing possibly one of the creepiest things I've ever seen him do. And it's like, whoa. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery, but the, the link is in the description box. Click the link, read the story, check out the other donations, make a donation yourself. None of the money goes to us, it goes to charity, so when you donate, you're helping out one of our subscribers and his wife, help them pay medical bills. If you don't have the money lying around, please save it for the, emergency times we're in right now. But if you have some money laying around, please donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery, GoFundMe link in the description box. All right. So I have an article from Mediaite, some shit like that. You can see Jeffrey Epstein in the corner there. He's doing his imitation of a Jay-Z cover, the Magna Carta Holy Grail album. He's, eyes blacked out, all that shit. Anyways, you can see the tweet from Briahna Joy Gray, which says, "With the utmost respect for Bernie Sanders, who is an incredible human being and a genuine inspiration, I don't endorse Joe Biden. I supported Bernie Sanders because he backed ideas like Medicare for all, canceling all student debt, and a wealth tax. Biden supports none of those." Exactly. Like even if you're working on the normie level of, policies, doesn't have to be a revolution, just, better stuff for people. It's like there's still no way you could go for Joe Biden. Like, we're gonna convince Biden somehow. It's like, nah, he's probably gonna shift you around. At least the people that seem to approach him. If I see like a Ro Khanna, a Matt Duss, a Bernie Sanders, a whoever, it's like it seems like you guys will conform to something he wants, or at least you'll take your own policy and water it down so much that it's like it's not even the thing you were talking about in the first place. So, she shouldn't. If you're a Bernie supporter, or if you're a former Bernie supporter now, it's like, I don't see how you support Joe Biden. Because even if he said, yeah, I'll do it, it's like, I don't fucking believe you. Like, your entire cabinet better be we're going to make a list, and you're going to have to sign a contract saying, this is your cabinet, in which case you aren't even the fucking president. You're just a name that says president, but everyone else is running the shit of these people we want. That's the only way I could see people moving with Joe Biden. Fuck. Joe fucking Biden. But here's the gross shit that Bernie said. And I was genuinely disgusted. I wasn't even going to I saw this earlier in the day, and I wasn't even going to make a video on it, but I was watching Jimmy Dore, and I'm like, what's the word? I'm pulling his anger into me. It's like, fuck, what a gross fucking statement this is. Alright, so here's what Bernie said. Speaking to the Associated Press on Tuesday, Sanders warned his supporters that it would be irresponsible if they facilitate President Donald Trump's re-election by failing to unify behind the Biden campaign. That on its face that's just stupid. It doesn't gross me out. It's just like, fuck, what a fucking idiot. Or you're corrupt. One or the other. That's all I see right now. And here's what he said about Gray. She is my former press secretary, not on the payroll, Sanders told AP when asked about Gray. That's grossly dismissive and just a gross statement. People say that she was thrown under the bus. I think that's a light way to put it. This is super dismissive. This is like creepy CEO guy who fires a mailroom person. Oh, you spilled coffee. You're fired. Anyways, so look at the numbers in South America we got going right now. Like, just coldly. I know it's text and I don't get to hear his tone of voice, but it's still just the words on its own. It's like fucking creepy, man. That's fucking dark to me. Just, you're nothing. She doesn't work for me anymore. Not on the payroll. Bye. It's like, fuck. That statement alone. Because people can do all the mental gymnastics of, this is what Bernie has to do because he knew he didn't have a chance to win. He knew they would cheat him, so the best he could do is move Biden to the left. And, that's why he's doing this. That's why he dropped out. That's why he's endorsing Biden. That's why he's saying all these things about Trump that should apply to Biden as well. But, he won't do that because he's trying to get some of his policies in. This statement should be like, okay, is that part of that? Is that a part of him moving Biden to the left? By calling someone with an individual voice, a unique voice within the realm of these political people, who's like, yeah, I'm not going to support Biden. Yeah, well, and I'm not paying you anymore either. You're not on my payroll. Get the fuck out of here. Why are you listening to her? That's a gross fucking statement. And if I was her, I'd be slapping the shit out of this dude. So that you can, I don't know, it would build up your credibility for if you back someone else later on. You'd be like, oh, she didn't take shit from anyone. Not even Bernie Sanders. Not even the measly little old man Bernie Sanders. Because that's the image of him now, right? Weak, soft, wet noodle, pussy ass Bernie Sanders. That's the image of him now. It's like, oh my God. I remember watching that. I bring it up again. Watching the debate with him and Joe Biden where they're just them two alone on CNN. And so I'm watching this. I'm like, what the fuck? He had moments where I'm like, that's it. Do that. Do that over and over again. But then it's like, oh, he fell back. Fuck, what a pussy. This guy's a pussy. Either that or he's corrupt. And he was in on it the whole time. Which, more people are saying it. And it makes sense to me that more people are saying it. Because of statements like that. I'll read the rest of this bullshit. Do we be as active as we can in electing Joe Biden and doing everything we can to move Joe and his campaign in a more progressive direction? Or do we choose to sit it out and allow the most dangerous president in modern American history to get reelected? See, people don't view it that way, Bernie. I don't even think you view it that way. I always saw that as just a stupid talking point that someone else told you to say. I'm like, wow, that person's an idiot, and you're a fucking idiot for listening to him. The most dangerous president in modern American history. Well, who are the other dangerous presidents? In modern history, you got fucking George W. Bush, you got Bill Clinton, you got Barack Obama, you got Reagan, you got Bush Sr. What level is modern? And then who's before that was more dangerous than any of those guys? So it's like, it means you're talking nonsense. Not to say that Trump isn't fucking corrupt. He fucking is. He's equally as corrupt as all these other guys because if you ask me, he's just a fucking tool. If I had to say there was a president who wasn't just a fucking tool of some creepers and who was just a creeper themselves, these guys are creepers. Trump's a creeper. Obama's a creeper. These guys are creepers too, but they play more of the tool role instead of like the leading role. Like Dick Cheney played a leading role with George Bush. But then there's George Bush Sr., who I believe just played the lead role of, I'm king creep. I'm king creep here. I know what I'm doing. I know how to fuck shit up. I'll do it. As opposed to these other guys like, just don't bother me. Okay, what do you need me to say? Write it down for me. I'll do it. No, I can sway the crowd towards us. Don't worry. I'll sway the crowd. I'll sway all these guys that were all disillusioned and, pissed off and upset at George W. Bush and Barack Obama. I'll sway them towards me. And I'll get them to vote for the same exact shit they got with those two presidents. but I'll dress it up differently, and they'll believe it. See, look, he's getting us out of the Middle East. Secretly, I just moved the troops from here to here. And meanwhile, I'm also trying to sell the war at the same time, while also orchestrating a coup over here. But I won't tell them that. I'll just do it, and they won't care because I'll say, bad media. You've been tricked. You've been lied to. Congratulations. If you're dumping on Bernie supporters, like, you're in the same boat, maybe even worse, because your guy's actually president and you're not trying to move him at all. Anyways, I believe that it's irresponsible for anybody to say, well, I disagree with Joe Biden. I disagree with Joe Biden. And therefore, I'm not going to be involved. Once again, misses the point, misses the picture. This is about more than disagreeing with the guy. Right? If the goal was, okay, get everybody health care, make sure everyone has fucking health care, and you had two different, avenues to get there, and they're like, I disagree with that avenue, I want this avenue. That's not what's happening here. It's, we want this thing, here's our avenue to it, and Joe Biden's way the fuck over here, with the end goal being not the thing we're talking about at all. So, it's not a disagreement. It's a straight up, we're in two different fucking worlds type thing. And personally, I would hope it'd be more of, this is probably a bad guy. I don't want to say bad guy. This is probably a guy who behaves poorly and works on behalf of corruption, and I want nothing to do with him. I hope that's the argument. Not just, we're diametrically opposed ideologically. I hope it's more of this dude seems fucking corrupt, and I want nothing to do with corruption, because I've seen what corruption does. We have had decades worth of evidence of what corrupt, creepy leaders do. And he was a part of those decades, was he not? Was he not a vice president for 8 years? He was a part of that. We have the evidence. We know what he's done. So, yeah. Anyways, creepy statements from Bernie Sanders. I don't even want to say Bernie Sanders. From whoever his masters are. I told him to say that, or told him to, if this happens, just push it away. Whoever his fucking master is. Because right now, yeah, he sounds like a slave. Or a bitch, or a pussy. Or whatever. You can't call him that. Yeah, I'll call him that. I'll definitely call him that. Like, oh, you're a fucking pussy. I've had no problem calling these other people fuck faces and pussies and dick faces and all of that. He's not special. Never viewed him as special. I paid attention to the followers, the populace that was trying to move towards him. I'm like, oh, that seems like they're trying to do better. Gotcha. In an honest way, trying to do better, for the most part. Obviously, there's fans and shit, but, people that honestly thought, okay, we're moving in a better direction. And I'm glad to see that there are actual supporters who, once they see him turn fucking tail, they're like, oh, fuck this guy. We're going to keep going. Fuck him. He can go away. It's like, we're dismissing you, Bernie. We're dismissing you. Briahna, Joy Gray can come with us. You can go away. I respect that a lot more. Alright, that's it for me. Please subscribe if you like, comment, agree, disagree, tell me what you think. Don't forget to donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery, GoFundMe link in the description box. And with all that said, give this video some shattered glass. Say you wanna get in.